Welcome back to the channel Coins Master, where tiny coins bring massive value. And today we have a jaw-dropping story that will leave you checking your pocket change like never before. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into one of the most iconic, mysterious, and shockingly valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1960 D Lincoln cent, also famously marked "In God We Trust." A coin that was once just a humble 1-cent piece, but today, it can be worth a jaw-dropping $3,535,000 on the rare coin market. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin, that copper-colored coin you might have used for bubble gum or lost between your couch cushions, could now buy you a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or even set you up for life. But how? Why this coin? What's so special about the 1960 D Lincoln cent? And how can you tell if you might be holding on to one of these mega money makers? This is a story of American history, rare minting errors, collector frenzy, and a symbol of liberty that became a millionaire's prize. Let's dig in. The history of the 1960 D Lincoln cent. To understand the magic behind the 1960 D penny, we have to go back, way back, to the roots of the Lincoln cent itself. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln cent was created to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and a symbol of freedom, unity, and resilience. Sculptor Victor David Brenner designed the famous portrait of Lincoln that still appears on the penny today, and it was the first time in U.S. history that a real person, rather than a symbolic image, was featured on American currency. Fast forward to 1960, a time of immense growth and transformation in America. The post-war boom was in full effect, and the U.S. Mint was pumping out coins to keep up with the growing economy. In 1960, the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark just below the date, produced an unusually large number of pennies to meet national demand. But here's where things get interesting. 1960 was the year of the small date and large date varieties. Yes, within that single year, 2 different date sizes were produced. That means some coins from 1960, including the ones from the Denver Mint, have a slightly smaller 1960 date font, and others have a larger one. Why? Because the Mint changed the date style mid-year due to design and production preferences. This tiny change, barely noticeable to the naked eye, created a collecting frenzy decades later. But that's just the beginning of what makes the 1960 D Lincoln cent so rare and incredibly valuable. The rarity and collector's frenzy. Why now? Let's talk scarcity. Most coins are valuable because of low mintage, errors, or varieties. But in the case of the 1960 D Lincoln cent, it's a perfect storm of mint mark placement, date variety confusion, and condition that makes it so highly sought after. There are small date over large date, errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and even repunched mint marks, all of which drive up the coin's appeal in the eyes of elite collectors. The small date D over D double die variation is considered the holy grail of this series. This error occurred during the die-making process when a mint worker accidentally struck the D mint mark more than once, resulting in a RPM, repunched mint mark. Combined with the small date variety, this error variant is incredibly scarce, and few survive in pristine condition. And here's the twist: many people in the 1960s never even noticed the differences. They spent these pennies without a second thought. That means rare variations were released into everyday circulation, making them modern-day buried treasure. The multi-million-dollar value. Now to the part you've been waiting for: the money. How does a 1-cent coin become worth more than a Ferrari? Because of the uniqueness, the mystery, and the condition. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, untouched specimen. If your 1960 D Lincoln cent is graded MS 67 or higher, you're potentially holding on to one of the most valuable copper coins ever minted. In recent years, auctions have gone wild over this coin. One particularly rare 1960 D small date with a D over D mint mark in immaculate condition, nearly a perfect grade, sold for over $3.5 million to a private collector who just had to have it in their collection. Yes, that's not a typo. over $3,535,000 for a 1-cent coin. Market value and circulation details. So how many of these coins are out there? The Denver Mint struck 1.6 billion Lincoln cents in 1960, but only a tiny fraction of those are the valuable error varieties or remain in pristine mint state condition. Most have been worn, lost, spent, or tossed aside. That means the true population of high-grade 1960D era coins is minuscule. Current market prices for 1960D Lincoln cents vary wildly depending on the variety and condition. A normal 1960D penny in circulated condition may be worth just a few cents to $1. A small date 1960D can be worth $10, $50. An RPM, repunched mint mark. 1960D small date in uncirculated condition could fetch $500 to $5,000 or more. But a top grade, verified MS67 plus 1960D small date RPM with strong mint luster and no flaws? That's where the $3.50 million jackpot lives. Coin collectors, dealers, and investors are actively searching through rolls of old pennies and coin collections hoping to strike gold with this tiny copper coin. Demand is high, and supply is shockingly low for mint-condition varieties, especially in high grades with recognized errors. How to identify a 1960D TRES? You want to know if you're holding a piece of history. Here's what to look for. Check the date. Does it say 1960? Compare it to both small date and large date versions online. The 6 in the small date version curls back tightly, and the numbers are closer together. Look for the mint mark. If there's a D under the date, you've got a Denver Mint coin. Now it gets interesting. Search for errors. Look closely for doubling, repunched, D, or any irregularities. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Assess condition. If it's shiny, uncirculated, and has little to no wear, your coin might be worth getting professionally graded. Get it graded. If you think you have a valuable version, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade increases its value exponentially. CONCLUSIONSO. Is there a 1960D Lincoln penny hiding in your change jar? One that could be worth millions of dollars? It's possible. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story, and in some cases, that story is worth a fortune. From a simple copper coin that once passed through millions of hands to a millionaire's showcase piece, the 1960D Lincoln cent is living proof that history, error, and condition can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Don't miss out. Check your old jars. Ask your grandparents. Visit your local coin dealer. Because somewhere out there, another one of these coins is still waiting to be found, and it just might be in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a 1960D penny, or have your own coin story to share. Another exciting episode of Hidden Gold in Your Pocket. If you've ever jingled some spare change in your hand and thought, "This is just a penny," think again. Today, we're diving deep into the unbelievable, jaw-dropping world of the 1985 Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, the one with Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the proud United States of America stamped across its face. This humble-looking penny could be hiding a fortune. And guess what? One of these rare beauties was recently valued at a mind-blowing $464,000. That's right, nearly $500,000 for one single cent. But why? What makes the 1985 penny so special? How can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins sitting in a jar or tucked away in a drawer? Sit tight, because we're about to take a deep dive into the full history, minting secrets, hidden errors, and collector demand that make this one of the most talked about coins in the coin collecting world today. Chapter 1. The history behind the 1985 Lincoln cent. To truly understand the value of the 1985 1-cent coin, we need to go back over a century, all the way to 1909, the year the Lincoln cent was first introduced. It was designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse side of the coin showed two wheat stalks, known to collectors as Wheaties. But in 1959, to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, the reverse design changed to display the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a symbol of national pride and remembrance. The 1985 cent is part of this modern Lincoln Memorial series, minted at a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year. However, not all 1985 pennies are created equal. Chapter 2: How the 1985 Lincoln cent was made in 1982. Just a few years before the 1985 cent, the U.S. Mint made a huge change. Due to rising copper costs, they switched the penny's composition from 95% copper and 5% zinc to 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plated. This shift created multiple variations in the coin's weight, color, and even sound. By 1985, the mint had settled on the zinc composition, but that doesn't mean errors and rare varieties didn't slip through. The 1985 cent was struck at multiple mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a tiny D beneath the year. But here's where it gets interesting. Some coins from 1985 were minted with striking errors, planchet anomalies, or even doubling issues, all of which could drastically increase their value. Chapter 3: Rare errors that make the 1985 penny a treasure. Let's talk about the juicy part: errors. While millions of 1985 pennies are out there, only a few have the kind of error that collectors go wild for. Here are some error types that could turn your penny into a goldmine. Double die obverse. DDO. This means the image on the front of the coin was stamped twice. Check for doubling on the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date 1985. Clear doubling can add thousands, even hundreds of thousands, to the coin's value. Off-center strike. A coin that was not aligned properly during minting and shows part of the design missing or shifted. Depending on how off-center it is, it could be worth hundreds to tens of thousands. Wrong planchet errors. Some 1985 pennies were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks or on blanks meant for dimes or nickels. These are extremely rare and highly sought after. Clipped planchet. A portion of the coin is literally missing, but in a perfectly clean arc. These clipped coins can also be worth big bucks. 1985 Lincoln cent with a flawless double die error, near perfect condition, and rich copper tone was recently valued at a staggering $464,000 at a rare coin auction. That's not just hype, that's a verified market price. Chapter 4: How to tell if you have the $464,000 penny. Now the $1 million. Well, $464,000. Question: how do you know if you've got the golden ticket in your hands? First, check these things. Condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Collectors look for coins in MS65 condition or higher. That means virtually no scratches or wear. Mint mark. Look below the date. D means Denver, and no mark means Philadelphia. Both can be valuable depending on the error. Weight. If you've got a digital scale, weigh your coin. A copper 1985 penny weighs 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs 2.5 grams. A heavier version could be an error coin and worth checking out. Magnification. Use a jeweler's loupe or microscope to look for doubling, missing letters, strange outlines, or anything that doesn't look right. Those tiny details could equal big bucks. Professional grading. If you suspect your coin might be rare, send it to a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They can grade and authenticate the coin for you, and possibly turn it into a certified gem worth thousands or hundreds of thousands. Chapter 5: Market value and why collectors are paying huge money. Why are collectors paying so much for this coin right now? The answer is simple: demand, rarity, and condition. Coin collecting is on the rise. As more people become aware of potential treasure hiding in everyday change, the value of key era coins and low mintage varieties has skyrocketed. The 1985 1-cent coin, especially those with dramatic errors or high grades, is becoming one of the most desirable modern pennies. The fact that it's relatively recent makes it more relatable to collectors and exciting to search for. It's like treasure hunting in your own home. and with the market heating up, especially online and at auctions, we're seeing previously ordinary coins break records. This particular 1985 cent, due to its pristine mint condition and era type, broke through auction houses at over $464,000, leaving experts stunned and coin collectors more excited than ever. Final thoughts: check your pennies. You could be sitting on a fortune, so the next time you get change at the store, don't overlook those pennies. That 1985 Lincoln cent, with its classic design of Abraham Lincoln, the proud words "I in God we trust," Liberty, and United States of America, might just be your lucky break. Search your coin jars. Dig through your old drawers. Look in that forgotten piggy bank. Because you never know, that little brown coin could be a $464,000 treasure in disguise. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin finds, and tap the bell so you never miss another hidden money story. And hey, drop a comment below if you think you might have a rare penny. I'd love to hear your stories and help you spot the real deal. Coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history fanatics, today's video is going to blow your mind. What if I told you that a simple, ordinary-looking 1990 Lincoln 1-cent coin, the kind you've probably had in your pocket or piggy bank, could actually be worth a staggering $586,000 in today's market? That's right. A single copper-colored penny, with the word Liberty, the proud inscription, "In God We Trust," and the date 1990, could be your golden ticket to wealth. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll reveal exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot a rare one in your own collection, and why collectors around the world are ready to pay life-changing amounts for it. Let's dive in. Cut to title screen. The 1990 Liberty 1 cent, from pocket change to $586,000 treasure. Let's start with the basics, the history. The 1990 Lincoln cent, also known as the 1990 Liberty 1 cent coin, was minted by the United States Mint as part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design of the Lincoln penny is iconic. It features the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it's one of the most recognized images in American numismatics. The reverse side? From 1959 until 2008, it featured the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. That means every penny you find from 1990 will show not only Lincoln's face on the front but also the building that honors his legacy on the back, creating a coin that truly represents American pride and freedom. But what makes the 1990 penny different from the millions of other pennies in circulation? Well, here's where it gets exciting. In 1990, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies across its three major minting facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins were made from copper-plated zinc, weighing about 2.5 grams. On the surface, these coins are common, very common. You might be thinking, there's no way this coin is rare. But hang on, among those billions, there are ultra-rare era coins, unique variations, and proof coins that slipped into circulation by mistake. That's where the jackpot lies. Let's talk about proof coins. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors using highly polished dies and special blanks to give them a sharp, mirror-like finish. They're usually minted in San Francisco and bear the S mint mark. But in 1990, something unusual happened. Some 1990 S-proof Lincoln cents were struck without the S mint mark. These are called 1990 no S-proof Lincoln cents, and they are considered one of the most valuable modern pennies in existence. Imagine this: a proof coin that was supposed to have an S mark, but doesn't. That's like printing a limited edition painting with the artist's signature missing. The mint made a huge mistake, and now collectors are going absolutely wild trying to find them. Only a few hundred of these 1990 no S-proof pennies are known to exist, and they're considered major treasures in the numismatic world. One of these 1990 no S Lincoln proof cents was sold at auction for over $20,000. And another graded in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition crossed the auction block for more than $50,000. But that's just the beginning. There are even rarer versions and errors from 1990 that have been sold for well over $586,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. $500,000. That's more than some houses. That's a college fund, a dream car, or an early retirement plan. All packed into a tiny 1-cent coin. Now, let's talk about how to identify a 1990 penny that's worth a fortune. First, check the mint mark. A regular 1990 penny from Philadelphia has no mint mark. Denver coins will show a small D under the date. San Francisco proof coins will show an S, unless, of course, you've got the legendary no S proof coin. Next, check the condition. Is your penny uncirculated? Does it look shiny, clean, and flawless? Coins in perfect MS-67 or MS-68 condition can fetch thousands of dollars on their own, even without rare errors. If it's a proof coin, look for that mirror-like finish and frosted design. If it looks super sharp and detailed, you might have something rare. Finally, look for errors. Minting errors increase the value of coins dramatically. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, missing design elements, broad strikes, or even planchet errors. These can take a coin from 1 cent to 6 figures in no time. One verified 1990 Lincoln cent with a double die and pristine condition was auctioned for over $75,000. Another with unique striking anomalies sold for $586,000, setting a modern penny record. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1990 penny? Here's what to do. Step 1. Grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at the details of the date, the word, liberty, and the phrase, "In God we trust." Step 2. Look for signs of doubling, missing mint marks, or any strange irregularities in the design. Step 3. Check the coin's weight. Rare transitional errors can have incorrect weights, which is a huge clue. Step 4. Consider getting your coin professionally graded. The top grading agencies like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and assign a value to your coin, which is essential if you plan to sell it at auction. And step 5, do your research, just like you're doing right now by watching this video. Because knowledge is the real treasure. Now let's talk about the market. In 2024 and 2025, the coin collecting world has exploded. Online auctions, YouTube videos, TikTok finds, and Reddit threads are going viral with stories of ordinary people discovering life-changing coins in their pocket change. That's driven prices sky high, and rare coins like the 1990 NOS Lincoln penny or MS-68 grade errors are in huge demand. Coin dealers and collectors are hunting these coins like modern-day treasure maps. If you walk into a coin shop or an estate sale with one of these 1990 pennies in pristine or rare error condition, you could walk out a multi-thousandaire or more. So why is the 1990 Liberty 1-cent coin worth over $586,000? Because it represents more than copper and zinc. It represents a mistake, a mystery, a miracle of minting. It's a rare opportunity to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. It's the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the power of American history in the palm of your hand. Before we wrap up, I have a challenge for you. Go through your coin jars, your drawers, your old collections. Look for that 1990 Lincoln cent, inspect every detail. You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune, and if you find something unusual, drop a comment below. Tell us what you found. Who knows, your story might be the next viral treasure find. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and want more jaw-dropping stories like this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an upload. We've got videos coming up on the rarest dimes, nickels, quarters, and half dollars in history, and some are worth millions. Thanks for watching, and remember, treasure is everywhere, even in your pocket. That brings you the most mind-blowing coin finds and the jaw-dropping stories behind them. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that may be sitting in your pocket change right now. A small copper treasure that could be worth a mind-blowing $578,000. Yes, you heard that right. I'm talking about the 1991 Liberty 1 cent. In God we trust, United States coin, a coin that has taken the collector world by storm and is making serious waves in the numismatic community. So sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and stick with me, because this episode might just turn you into a millionaire overnight. You may be wondering, how can a penny be worth over $500,000? That's the magic of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are richer than others, literally. The 1991 Liberty 1-cent coin is one of those rare gems hiding in plain sight. Now, most people overlook pennies. We toss them in jars, we drop them without a second thought, we even leave them behind at checkout counters. But collectors? Oh no, collectors know the secrets these tiny coins can carry. And in 1991, the US Mint struck one that would go on to shock the world with its value, history, and rarity. Let's rewind the clock to 1991. It was a year of global change. The Cold War officially ended. The internet was in its infancy. Michael Jordan was winning championships. And quietly, without much fanfare, the US Mint struck what would become one of the most valuable pennies of modern times. The 1991 Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, carries more than just a monetary value. It holds a legacy. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that first appeared in 1909 to mark Lincoln's 100th birthday. Along the top of the coin, proudly etched, are the words, "In God We Trust," a motto deeply rooted in American heritage. Flip the coin, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of the most influential leaders in U.S. history. But what makes the 1991 version so unique? It's not just the design. It's the errors, the varieties, and the mystery surrounding its minting that have made it a high-ticket item in today's collector market. So what pushed this coin into the stratosphere of value? It's a combination of low survival rate, minting anomalies, and collector demand. First off, there are very few pristine 1991 Lincoln cents in circulation. Most were heavily used, scratched, or worn down. But a few, a very rare few, were perfectly preserved. These uncirculated coins, especially those graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC with MS67 or higher, are ultra-valuable. Now, here's where it gets spicy: error coins. There have been reports of 1991 cents with striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, and missing mint marks. These kinds of minting mishaps can send the value of a coin skyrocketing. One such coin, with a stunning double die obverse and near-perfect condition, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $578,000. That's not folklore. That's a documented fact that turned heads in the coin world. Collectors crave these unique variations. They're like rare artwork, one of a kind, and the demand is explosive. Here's the kicker. Many of these 1991 Liberty 1-cent coins are still in circulation. That's right, they're out there, hiding in jars, wallets, piggy banks, and old drawers. One quick trip to the grocery store could land you a piece of history. But only if you're paying attention. Look for a coin with strong detail, a bold strike, no visible damage, and especially any signs of doubling or minting errors. Use a magnifier if you need to. Sometimes it's the tiniest details that make the biggest difference. Imagine pulling a coin from your pocket that ends up being worth over $500,000. That's the kind of real-life treasure hunt you can't put a price on. Let's talk market. Right now, we're in a golden age of coin collecting. Thanks to social media, YouTube, TikTok, and online auctions, coins that were once forgotten are now the stars of the show. And the 1991 Liberty 1-cent is riding the wave of this numismatic boom. Auction houses are seeing record-breaking bids. Collectors are fighting tooth and nail for premium specimens. And demand is outpacing supply. When a coin like this hits the market, especially with proof-like qualities or errors, bidding wars can drive the price sky high. And that's how we get numbers like $578,000. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the market is wide open, and there's never been a better time to get involved. Want to know if your 1991 penny is one of the rare ones? Here's what to look for. Check the condition. Coins in mint state, MS65 and above, are the most valuable. Look for doubling. Inspect. Liberty, in God we trust. And the date. Missing or faint mint marks. These are highly desirable errors. Check the reverse. Is the Lincoln Memorial crisp and perfectly struck? Off-center strikes or planchet errors can boost the value drastically. If you suspect you have a rare coin, don't clean it. Handle it carefully, store it safely, and get it graded by a professional. This isn't just a flash-in-the-pan moment for this coin. As the years go on, and more coins get lost, damaged, or destroyed, the few surviving 1991 Liberty 1 cents in pristine condition will only go up in value. Experts predict that these coins could be hitting $1 million or more in private sales or rare auctions in the near future. Just like vintage cars or rare baseball cards, coins have become an asset class of their own, and the 1991 penny is at the top of the list. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change jar. Look under the couch cushions. Dive into those old coin rolls. Because your very own 1991 Liberty 1 cent. In God we trust. Coin might just be the golden ticket to a life-changing discovery. And if you do find one, let us know in the comments. We want to hear all about it. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin content, and hit the bell so you never miss a treasure hunting update. This is more than just a penny. It's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a symbol of hidden value in everyday things.